The Stellings of Osakis, Minnesota know that healthy soil is the foundation for a productive and profitable season. The family also knows that caring for this valuable asset means implementing practices that allow it to target acres that are low or negative revenue generators and develop alternatives that increase profitability while addressing natural resource concerns.
The soils that we have on our farm vary greatly. We have this soil right here. Some of this is some pretty hard clays, to sands, to heavy black ground, to peat. We deal with a little bit of everything. And every field needs a little bit different tweaking in order to make it work. For our operation, we have already implemented different conservation practices. We've been involved with EQIP and the CSP programs since the beginning, and we've implemented buffers around all of our ditches. Most dairies are pretty scrutinized as far as their manure management plans, and we're a little more conscientious on where our manure goes and how we put it out there, so that we can maximize as much as we can to stay profitable. If you can improve your soil health, it can make you more profitable for the simple fact that it opens your soil up, balances all your nutrients so that you can in turn reduce your nitrogen needs to grow a crop. You can get more nitrification throughout the summer if you have more organic matter in the soil, and that comes with good soil health.
A new initiative within Pheasants Forever is helping the Stellings achieve their goals by incorporating farm data and conservation practices.
So our Precision Ag initiative was actually launched right here in Iowa in 2015 and really represents a massive revolution in terms of how we can use data, use technology to further increase the technical assistance that we offer to farmers. We're helping analyze their data, we're helping upload their data to the cloud, helping run through different scenarios, make recommendations, all voluntary conservation programs that they can adopt. And for the first time ever, we're really able to showcase how those changes, those adoption of conservation practices and programs can help them on their bottom line down to a 10 by 10 square section of their field. And so we can help provide voluntary recommendations, help connect them with federal, state, local cost share practices, and ultimately help demonstrate that conservation practices have a direct linkage to economic increases and make them more profitable and make them more sustainable.
When I first met with the Stellings, we talked about their objectives, their current management, issues that they're dealing with, and what they're interested in. And what that allows us to do is to see where they're at and what possibilities are there for them. What's their crop rotation? Do they have livestock? Because that helps us to develop better alternatives that will suit their needs. So met with them, got their information, and from there on, we continued to have meetings and discuss their objectives and what would be a good fit for them. They're doing in-season nitrogen testing, split application. They've experimented with cover crops and reduced tillage. And they're looking at their soil tests and looking at their yields, talking about the correlation between the two and how they can continue to increase their soil health while maintaining and increasing productivity out there.
One of the technologies the team is using is AgSolver's web-based program Profit Zone Manager. By inputting their customized yield data, the platform generates profitability maps and reports to show where the Stellings' trouble spots are and if they are getting an adequate return on investment on each acre.
We utilize technology in this assessment where we collect their yield information, their as applied, their fertilizer, seed, if they have that, and then also their budget information. And what we do, we put that into our program, and it develops maps and reports showing return on investment, profitability, yield map, break-even expense reduction, break-even commodity price. And what we're able to do is analyze their fields acre by acre and assess where we have low to negative return on investment by using their data. And when we identify those areas, I want to determine why are these areas low or negative return on investment? What's going on out there? Do we have wet soils, dry, sandy, eroded? And And so I utilized other technologies, imagery, LiDAR, soil maps, of course. Sometimes I'll go back and use historic imagery from the 30s or 40s, because that paints a really neat picture too of what's been happening out there. So integrating their technology, their information, along with other technologies to really assess what's going on out there, and then also assess resource concerns. And then we bundle that up along with the producer objectives and increasing profitability to come up with our alternatives.
The aha moment was maybe not driving up in the corners and cutting the fields and becoming more efficient with the fields that we do have. The rest will be more of an ongoing thing as far as building soil health, because you can't build soil health in 1 year. It takes years and years.
Meeting and working with Stellings, I was really impressed at how open-minded they were with assessing their management and their outcomes of what was going on, and how open they were to looking at new information and new methods. It's very tricky. It's extremely hard to implement change. When you look at how many years of cropping you get to have under your belt, it could be 40 different years, 40 different seasons. And so implementing changes, taking risks, when you think, well, this could consume, a portion of my seasons out there, and I may have troubles, for the next 10 years because of this. It is extremely difficult to make these changes, to commit to it, because it's a learning process. We have to make mistakes to learn and to improve what we're doing out there. And implementing conservation practices, of course, are good for our natural environment. But what we have to make sure is that we're recommending options to the producer that make sense to them, because farming is a business and we have to respect that. And so when we provide our alternatives, yes, we're providing water quality, soil quality, wildlife habitat benefits, but we need to make sure that they fit with producers' objectives, increase their profitability, and will be increasing their return on investment short and long term.
Hi, I'm Dave Mowitz. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit subscribe right here if you haven't already, and click that little bell right here to be notified when we post a new video. And click here to see more great videos.